Hello everyone, my name is Hongtao, and today I want to talk about the relationship between the birth rate and the educational level in China from 1998 to 2019. My poster will be displayed in the following parts. So first of all, let me introduce the background of this topic. In the early 1980s, the Chinese government implemented one-child policy as one of its basic state policies. The policy limits families registered as urban residents to have only one child per family, while relaxes its restrictions on rural and minority families. The policy greatly lowered China's birth rate and slowed the country's population growth. Concerning the declining of birth rates and aging population, the policy was overhauled in 2015. However, birth rates did not rebound as much as expected. This study analyzed the change of birth rates in China, the regional difference, and its relationship between education in 1998 to 2019. The reason why I choose this angle for discussion is that in China in the past, people generally had children at an earlier age than we do now. Instead of choosing to have children early, young people now have to invest more in education and in finding a better paying job. This preliminary finding can help us better understand the impact of the policy on birth rates and whether the improved educational level has an impact on birth rates. The aim of this study is to examine the change of birth rates at the national and regional level from 1998 to 2019, and also investigate the relationship between education and birth rates over time, both at the national and the regional level. So the study area in this research is of mainland China. The data is from China Statistical Yearbook, published by the National Bureau of Statistics of China, and the Chinese Journal of Health Statistics, published by the National Health Commission of China. The data ranges from 1998 to 2019. I conducted two tests to help us analyze the data. One is Pearson correlation test, which determines the strength of the relationship between birth rates and educational level. Another one is Coscrow-Wallace test, which observes the differences in birth rates between different regions of China in 1998 and 2019. So, let's look at the results. As can be seen from these two charts, although the rate of higher education is increasing rapidly, the birth rate does not show a sharp decline, but it is worth noting that, with the spread of higher education, the gap in birth rates between provinces and cities has narrowed. And in the correlation test, we can see that there is an active correlation between the birth rates and the rate of higher education, whether we consider the table or the scatter chart. These green and blue thematic maps correspond the distribution of birth rates in China in 1998 and 2019, respectively. It can be seen that in 1998, the four provinces with the lowest birth rates were Beijing, Tianjin, Shanghai, and Jiangsu. while in 2019, the provinces with the lowest birth rates were Heilongjiang, Jilin, Liaoning, and Tianjin. Notably, Beijing, Jiangsu, and Shanghai still have very low fertility rates, among the lowest in the country in fact. When we compare the illustration of the two charts carefully, we can find that, compared with 1998, the minimum birth rate in 2019 is larger, and the maximum birth rate is smaller. In other words, the difference in birth rate between provinces is smaller. The Cross-Corvallis test suggests that the differences in birth rates between regions were smaller in 2019 than they were in 1998. It is important to note that the Northeast, the region number 2, experienced the greatest decline of birth rates among the other regions. So, the findings reveal moderate correlation between educational level and the birth rate in the time period of the study. However, the correlation is not the same extent comparing to countries without family planning policies. This is mostly due to the restriction of the one-child policy. With the relaxing of the policy in 2015, growth of birth rate was observed. However, it then started to fall and has reached historic lows in recent years. The enduring impact of the one-child policy has changed the family's perception and preference of having one child. Therefore, it is yet to see what positive effect of the relaxation there is in the short term. On the other hand, the growth of higher education has indeed contributed to the decline of birth rate to some extent. Based on the regional comparison, it can be seen clearly that the spread and growth of higher education has narrowed the gap in birth rate between provinces and regions. One interesting point is that the birth rate did not decline significantly in Beijing and its neighboring provinces, despite the rapid growth of higher education, whereas in northeast China, the birth rate declined sharply. It is worth the effort to explore other factors that may have led to the decline of birth rates in this region. So my future studies will explore the factors such as GDP per capita, living cost, urbanization level, cost of education, age structure, employment opportunities, etc. That's all. Thank you for listening.